I
Feel
like
like
that.
puffy.
I like, but it's the best way, you know, because in terms of artistry, you know, we have to start tapping and collaborating a lot more to make sure that we bring other people as well into our space, and then that's the way you grow. Now, one final question, because one of the things that I often think about is the integrity and the honesty of any artist and their creations. How honest do you think you were in your artistic creation and your endeavor?
Extremely honest, William. Most people don't know this, but most of the poems that are in the book were actually originally written in my journal. So they're very, very personal pieces, and now they're coming to the forefront, and it's like you're reading my journal when you read my poetry book. Like Alicia Keys has the Diary of Alicia Keys. This is my journal, literally, that you're getting access to.
All right. Well, nice. What you're going to perform for us tonight?
I'm going to perform a poem called Roots.
Okay.
Also known as What Did You Do to Your Hair? Because when I first cut off my hair 4 years ago, I used to have perm hair long, and everybody might have want, you notice it grow back, right?
Yeah.
Long again.
I don't have no such hope.
But everybody was asking me, what did I do to my hair? And so I wrote this poem called Roots.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kalilah with hair.
I'm going back to my roots, respecting the virgin growth and truncating the tainted. It's not a complicated operation, the introspection was more difficult. Now the scissors do the speaking for my soul, cutting the years of hatred away, releasing the tight curls that hid in bondage. Now they spring forth in crooked spirals and fluffy afro puffs. They zigzag across my head in cornrows, liberated, no longer suppressed by a perm, no longer told to relax, no longer forced to lie to myself. I had even forgotten what my own real hair looked like, almost afraid what it might be underneath, instead of loving it for what it is, not for what the hairdresser did. I have a couple months of new growth, but it seems the perm is in cahoots with self-loathing, so I'm taking it all off and going back to my roots.
All right.
And that features drumming by Shebabe, formerly of the Uguru Band.
All right. Now, why did you decide to do that? Is it, you know, more rootsy to use that type of, you know, music in the background, the drumming?
That's, from the minute I wrote it, that's the idea that I had. I figured if I'm going to record this, it has to be some drumming. Indeed, I felt that it would be more rootsy to have the drumming. And then Shebabe came through and he added some shakas and the conch shell that you heard blown to the beginning, and it added a really nice touch.
What was your purpose in writing that particular piece? You know,
if you listen to it, it's about hair, but it's not really about hair. It's about identity and finding oneself and coming to terms with oneself. And for me, it was a process that ended and began with hair.
Nice, nice. So I notice occasionally your rock one afro and all of that, right? So that kind
more than occasionally.
So that kind of cool. You think more? It seems like a lot of women tie their beauty to hair, and society, of course, reinforces that, right? Because when you have long hair and everything, well, you're pretty and your hair so pretty and everything, right? True. So, I mean, I'm just being real, right? Men don't have that pressure. I would be really pressured. But, I mean, but
some people say bald head sexy, you know?
Well, I know I have no argument here, but you know, it's definitely a pressure for very many women to keep their hair and to actually think about cutting it off.
It's actually easier than perming, you know. Everybody thinks that if they were to go natural, it would be difficult, but I find it to be much easier than perming, because perm is so expensive. I forgot a hairdresser and $30-40, and then I have to get treatment and hot oil and G, and I don't know. The teachers are laughing, they're smiling, they know.
What they know after she press up before you cry out tonight.
They know what it is, and being natural is pretty easy.
Okay. But why don't you think more people do it?
They're afraid. And there's also the perception that straight hair is prettier. You know, the black hair, you got tough head, you got naughty head. So they're afraid, I think.
Well, I hope you empower more women to take that bold step.